It's Talk to Kedi, sharing knowledge, liberating minds. Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us today on a special edition of your number one educative online podcast, Talk to Kedi. Okay, now this edition is dedicated to the commemoration of 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day. 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day. And in line with the theme of the event, today we'll be talking exhaustively about the poor, the complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices. The complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices. My name is Sarah Adenawo. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, I have with me in the studio today a great lady, a great woman of influence. Okay, she is Mrs. Omolara Faniyi. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
How do you feel being here today again?
I love to be here. I'm happy. I feel great.
Oh, right. We are pleased to have you. So let me allow you quickly introduce yourself to my viewers.
Thank you very much. My name is Mrs. Faniyi Omolara. I am a nurse, a health practitioner, yes, and a lecturer of health products.
Okay, all right, we're pleased to have you. Thank you so much for coming. In case you are tuning in for the first time and you are wondering what is happening here, what is going on here, this is Talk to Kedi, where we share knowledge and we liberate minds. It's coming your way from the stable of Kedi Healthcare Industries Nigeria Limited, leading provider of quality healthcare products and services in Nigeria. Now, this podcast comes your way fortnightly. Okay, so this podcast is your surest platform for apt and accurate information about the company, who we are, what we do, and of course, other contemporary issues that have the capacity to affect your health and your business. Okay, so stay tuned fortnightly and trust me, you won't regret it. Okay, so let's get down to the business of the day. Once again, our topic is the complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices. Okay, many people do not know, or many ladies do not know, that having poor menstrual hygiene practices, have some complications. There are some complications attached to having poor menstrual hygiene practices, such as urinary tract infection and some other reproductive infections here and there. Okay, so today, in line with 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day theme, we want to look at these complications. How complicated can it be? If I do not practice healthy menstrual hygiene practices, what are the risks that I'm exposed to, and how can I protect myself? Okay, you can actually prevent some of these things. And what are those healthy menstrual hygiene practices that you as a lady should know? Now, permit me to state this fact. This topic is not a gender sensitive topic. Ma, because I'm sure that at this point some men will say, okay, not a concern with menstruation now, let me go out and do my business. This topic is not a gender sensitive topic. Okay, in fact, for you as a Kenny distributor, I usually say often that you should open up your heart to learn, open up your mind to learn anything and anything. Because when you go out to prospect, you may meet with any question. When you go out to prospect or to sell products, somebody may stop you and ask you, okay, you have a pad, eh? Okay, you said you sell pad, yes, I sell pad. Okay, I have this question before I move by your pad. Okay, I heard somewhere that if I do not practice healthy menstrual hygiene practices, and something will happen. What will you say? You will say, I'm a man now, you should not ask me this question. Do you understand?
Yes.
Automatically, you will lose the trust of that prospect. The person may end up not buying from you. So that's why I always advise that regardless of your gender, as a kind distributor, you're supposed to be a know-it-all person. Okay? Know something about almost everything. Do you understand? So please, whether you are a man or a woman, wherever you're watching us from, please feel free. Sit back, relax, and let us learn. Guess what? You even have the opportunity to share your own opinion. Okay, that is what the comment section is actually meant for. That is how you get to talk to Kelly. So as soon as you tune in, make use of the comment section and ask your questions. If you have questions with regards to this topic, or you have questions with regards to our previous topics or any other life challenging issues, make use of the comment section, send in your questions, and we will do justice to them before we leave here today. Our topic once again is the complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices. So please sit back, relax, go nowhere. Let's do this together. And I'm pretty sure that my guest, Mrs. Omolara Faniyi, she is ready. Are you not, ma'am? She is ready to do justice to this topic. So, okay, let's do this together. See you in the comment section, okay? So, before I leave here today, I will be taking your questions. You have any questions for Mrs. Omolara Faniyi, make use of the comment section and let's get talking. I'm sure that many ladies do not even know. Some people just feel we just menstruate and let's just menstruate and go. Some people do not know that there are some things you're supposed to actually put in place, okay?
Yes.
And ignorance, unfortunately, ignorance is not an excuse in law, right, man?
Yes.
If you go and steal and say, I don't know that I'm not supposed to steal, will the court free you because you said you don't know? Ignorance is not an excuse. So that is why it is important that you please and please sit back and let us learn together. Are you ready, man?
Yes.
Yes, she is ready. So don't forget, like I said earlier, you have the opportunity to join the conversation in the comment section. You have questions or you want to even air your own opinion, okay? With regards to today's topic, you want to contribute, make use of the comment section and let us get talking. Now, over to you, Mrs. Omolara Faniyi, as she takes us through today's topic, complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices. So, ma,
Thank you very much.
without wasting time, I want us to get to the business of the day. And I would like to give you enough time because I'm sure that many of our ladies will have questions and they would love to learn from because this topic concerns us.
Yes.
Much as we're asking men to also watch, it concerns us.
Yes.
We have to know about this. We have to learn about this. It is very, very, very important. Because I went through a particular research when I was preparing for this podcast, and then I stumbled on a particular statistics from World Health Organization. It said some of the major infertility issues that some women battle with, some of the major infections, some infections that women battle with can be traced.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's traceable to some poor menstrual hygiene practices. So, ma, because I want us all to be on the same page, quickly can you tell us what are these poor menstrual hygiene practices? What are they? Let's start with that.
Thank you very much. Before going to poor menstrual hygiene practices, I will want to define what menstruation is.
Okay, feel free, ma.
What is menstruation? Menstruation is a monthly shedding of blood and endometrial lining monthly through the vagina. Through the vagina. So I said blood and the lining of the endometrium. And we call it period because it comes monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes within the space of like 3 to 8 days.
Okay.
And it comes like is a cycle, so we call it menstrual cycle.
Exactly.
The cycle starts in the beginning of the beginning of the menstrual flow, and it stops at the beginning of another month. So it may be 28 days, 30, 32. Now we are looking at menstruation. This blood that comes out because menstruation is partly blood and endometrial lining. Now, blood. We're not looking at the complications of not taking. How are you receiving it? How do you receive this menstruation? You know it is blood. The moment blood comes in contact with air, it will smell. So now, when somebody is menstruating, the blood is seeping into the blood will smell. The body will smell. Body odor comes. That's number one. Now, this means now blood could be a culture media. A culture media is a medium where growth of microorganisms comes from. Microorganisms like bacteria, like fungi. So when blood is there, is growing bacteria, the body is smelling. Do not forget that the proximity of the urinary tract, that's the urethra,
Mm.
to the vagina. Then you look at the reproductive tract. I'm talking now from the vulva to vagina to the uterus. Some microorganisms will move from the vulva to the vagina into the uterus, thus causing pelvic inflammatory disease. So when the person says it can be traceable to some of the infertilities we are having now, it is right. Because when somebody like a girl child starting having recurrent PID at a younger age, it could go to the fallopian tube and all sorts of terrible things will happen. Complications of not managing our menstrual period well are many. If it is not well, the person doesn't bath regularly, you don't dispose it correctly, and also you are not using the right products. Let me talk about menstrual products that we use for menstruation, ranging from menstrual cup to tampon, synthetic rags, cloths, and so on and so forth. So now we're now looking at it. What are you using to receive this thing? If and some people doesn't change, you have to change at intervals of between 6 and 8 hours, depending on how heavy your flow is. If your hair flow is very heavy, you have to change even earlier than that, between 6 and 8 hours. So now you change it, then the quality of the product you are using. Then it may be part, some people even use tissue, toilet roll. All those people don't absorb very well. And what is the texture of the cutting of what that part is made of? Now, these ones, the chemical, the odor, whatever, will cause even cervical cancer. So a lot of complications will arise from unhygienic menstrual practices.
Okay, a lot of complications can actually arise as a result of poor menstrual hygiene practices. So, at what age should we begin to educate the girl child? Because some of us, we grew up and we just noticed at a particular time, say, hey, what is this one now? I'm seeing blood. No one prepped us. Nobody prepped us. Nobody told us that, okay, at a particular age, you start seeing this. When you eventually start seeing this and this are the things that you should do. Don't do this, do this. Because if you do what you're not supposed to do, you will see this. Nobody prepped us. So at what age and who is responsible for educating and enlightening the girl child to say, okay, when you start seeing this, you must start doing this. You must stop doing this. Who is responsible?
Thank you very much. Like when we started this program, we said it has to do with women and men should stay tuned.
Exactly.
But I must tell you, it has to do with women and our children, mothers, and parents who are taking care of their children. Now, at age 8 years, I will say 8 years, we should start training our children, letting them know as they entering puberty. Let them know that this kind of a thing, because some children they do start their menstruation even earlier than 12 years that we believe menstruation comes. It could be earlier. Let the girl child know that at point in time they're expecting this thing, and we should prepare. I want to say, I'm using my own words, as in psychologically and physically. As a mother, when you are preparing them, even when you are buying products, please buy correct products, good products that will help them. You understand? You are preparing them because if complications should arise for future, it should not be from the mother. So the mother should know it's one of those things you should do in preparing them mentally for this challenge and for future.
The mother should know. What then happens to mothers who do not even know themselves? Just like they do not even know how to practice this safe class, how to practice this healthy menstrual hygiene practices themselves for themselves. So how then do we now expect them to educate the girl child? Okay. No need to answer that question.
Yes.
Okay, so we have talked about some of these complications, okay? Now, can some of them be prevented? That's one. What are the lifestyle habits? What are the lifestyle habits that we should imbibe as ladies, oh my God. Let me not give example. Let me allow you talk first before I give some of the examples running in my mind. So, what are the lifestyle habits that we should imbibe? That's the good ones that we should imbibe to help us practice healthy menstrual hygiene.
Thank you. The lifestyle, things are changing now. One of the things I would say is that there should be increase in knowledge now, that people should learn more. Listen to informations like this, number one. Number two is that we should know that parents should know that this thing is part of normal life, that it has to become normal. So they should know that cleanliness, they say, is next to godliness. So you should maintain cleanliness even for the girl child and for the mother too. And they should know that things are changing. It's true. Years ago, they used cloth, they used dirty cloth and whatever. Now they have to use the modern things, and they should be the proper one. Another thing is that there are some things that are going on. There are certain, though they are recent ones, that are not like those ones that could cause toxic shock problem for them, that could cause infection, like those ones they insert and it's not of good quality. We should avoid it. Thank you.
Okay. I There's some of the lifestyle habits like when you're menstruating, what are those things you should do? Okay, like you should have your bath regularly, take your bath regularly, and then change your pad. Okay, let's just help us with some of those lifestyle habits.
Okay, like that one, somebody is menstruating, like saying it's something that is challenging to women. They should know that you have to take your bath not only once a day. You take it accordingly, depending on how it's coming, because it's an individual something. So when you take your bath, that's number one. Change your cloth too, and wash the cloth very well, and even make it spread it, because this thing can harbor bacteria. Then the pad you use, like I said the other time, you change your whatever the product, like 6 to 8 hours, you change it, even more than that. Number two, then you don't keep it and leave it there for 2 hours, for 24 hours. So people can do that too, which is not good. Two, then another habit are use balanced diet. Somebody is menstruating to you, eat balanced diet, and the person should use, which is the most important, the very good menstrual products. Okay. Choose a very good, a unique good one that will help you.
That will help you. Thank you so much, ma. In case you are just tuning in, this is Talk to Kedi, where we share knowledge and we liberate minds. Okay, this edition is dedicated to the commemoration of 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day. Like in the next few days, specifically on the 28th of May, we will be celebrating. We're joining millions of ladies around the world to commemorate 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day. So that is why we dedicated this edition to talk about this salient issue. This issue, many people like to avoid it. Yes. For certain reasons that I cannot explain. People like to avoid it. It's not something we should talk about.
Yes,
It's not something we should talk about.
social.
Let us talk about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Don't wait till you start experiencing the complications. Now say, doctor, please help me. I'm seeing some things down below.
Yes.
Let us talk about it now, because prevention, they say, is better than cure. Okay, so the topic is still complications of poor menstrual hygiene practices, and we still have Mrs. Omolara Faniyi in the studio. Feel free to make use of the comment section to ask your questions and contribute. Yes, you can contribute. Whether you're a man or a woman, yes, if I want to see men contribute. You are a man, you're watching us from wherever right now, please send in your contributions. I will read your contributions out from here. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, menstrual education and enlightenment. Whose responsibility is it? Whose responsibility is it? Please do not tell me that fathers have no role to play. If I see that, I'm going to call you after this broadcast. It is a collective responsibility, actually, and it must start. Yes, it's a collective responsibility. That is why men must stop running away from this topic. Some men, the moment you start talking about menstruation, they are like, please don't talk about it. Excuse me? Excuse me. You know, I saw a video, man. Let me share this with you. In fact, it's not a funny thing. Honestly, I saw a video last year about a particular. There was a meeting, like a panel, and this lady attended that panel. She's a member of that panel. She attended the panel and she was dressed in white. That was a mistake, actually. Though that's a mistake. She was dressed in white. Okay, so midway the meeting, her menses started. And unknowingly she stood up to contribute. Do you understand? So the moment she stood, you just understand, ma'am? You are dressed in white. Your message started, and she stood up to contribute. So the men sitting close to her, trust me, I'm sure some of my viewers have seen that video. I mean, it went viral some months ago. Those men did well to castigate the lady until she was asked to excuse herself, go out to either change her dress or do something else, clean herself up and change her dress, and before she can come back to the panel. And this takes me to my next question, ma'am. What that actually, it is not because I'm a lady. I'm not saying this because I'm a lady. Okay, I feel there should be this right attitude, especially among members of the opposite gender, when it comes to this issue. Menstruation is part of life. In fact, I would not want to sound rude to say that if menstruation did not take place, even that now would have been in existence. Do you understand?
Yes.
It is part of life. How can we, put this into the consciousness of everyone? Let me not focus on members of the opposite gender. What can we see, or how can we pass this message on to them to tell them that menstruation is part of life? Don't look down on any woman because she's menstruating. Johnson, I don't know how to explain this, but it is really paining. Maybe you will have a better way to say it.
Thank you very much. Well, it's quite unfortunate that thing happened.
It is.
Because that lady didn't prepare for such embarrassment.
Actually.
But we should look at this instance, it came from the fact that for years, people they have developed this stigma around somebody menstruating. There is this sentiment against her, she's menstruating. But we should know that menstruation is a blessing from God.
Man, like someone to even say, don't touch me. To your life.
Yeah.
So when you finish, you are not clean, don't touch me.
And even go and do some cleansing.
Excuse me, please.
But they should know that
excuse me,
it's a blessing from God. Because without this, menstruation prepares you for fertility.
Exactly.
For baby coming.
Even so the man won't have been born. Even
without
yes. So, wait for me in the comment section. I'm here.
So, you're right. Men should know that this thing is a normal part of life.
Exactly.
If somebody is not menstruating, the person will be praying around that God, please, oh.
Please.
So even if you have a grandchild, you will prepare. You will want to pray that, okay, let this guy menstruate at the right time. Without menstruation, no baby. No baby boy, no baby girl. So menstruation to me is a blessing.
It is a blessing. So please let us stop. Let us stop it already. Don't touch me. I'm menstruating. Don't touch me. If I say it again,
even some people spiritually they say when a woman is menstruating, maybe God will not answer prayer. It's sentiment.
How did we get here?
I don't know. It's sentiment, and it's just.
So it's part of what we are doing with this World Menstrual Hygiene. I mean, it's all encompassing.
Yes,
we must begin to accept menstruation as part of life. Stop this stigma, please. Stop it. I wish I can share the video. I wish there's a TV behind me now. Let me just show the video so that you can relate to what I mean. The lady was embarrassed. The lady was asked to leave the panel, go clean up and take care of herself before no. So please, it is part of life. Okay, that's done. Let's go on. Okay. When talking about good menstrual hygiene practices, like you have mentioned about 2 or 3 times, we cannot downplay the part of choosing a good pad. We cannot downplay the part of choosing a good pad, though. I don't know, for those who are still using the napkin, tissue, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that, really, honestly. Maybe we'll even look into that one later. Maybe in one of our donations. We'll just focus on the girl child out there who cannot afford to buy this sanitary towels. Maybe one of these donations will look into that, because I'm pretty sure that we have so much, the girl child who cannot afford this, but they really want to. It's all these things we are saying, sometimes they don't know it, they know it, but they just cannot afford it. They are watching, some of them are watching and they're like, you are just talking there because you have the money to buy it. What about me? What about me? What do you expect me to do? Okay, so we will look into that later as an organization. So let me go on. Now, we cannot downplay the part of choosing a good path. Now, in choosing a good partner, in all honesty and in all sincerity, what are the things that ladies should look out for when choosing a partner? Okay, what are the things we should look out for in choosing a good partner?
Thank you very much. In choosing a good part, like I said when we started this program, I told you that if something is coming, you have to receive it. Then what do you want to use to receive this visitor? You need a part number one that is not too bulky.
Okay.
It's not too bulky. It has a super absorbent features that as the blood is coming, is absorbing it. It's not too bulky that it will be inconveniencing you. That is a part. It should contain 100% natural cotton. I mean cotton that can absorb. It must be odorless. You know, there are certain it should not contain a chemical that could react and cause another problem inside that person. It should be something you can dispose easily. And you know that you can dispose, you can dispose it, and it's very light, like our 7-layer sanitary.
Okay.
Our 7-layer sanitary pad contains 7 layers of protection.
Okay. Can we see the pad now?
This is our 7-layer sanitary pad.
Okay.
This is it. Now this is.
Okay. When you said it must not be bulky, okay.
That's what I mean about being bulky. Is like look at one now.
Yeah.
Like this. I think I can open it.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Can you see now?
Okay.
It's ultra thin.
Yeah.
It's not too bulky for use. For somebody who is wearing it, you know what I mean as a lady. You are putting on something. Are you getting me? It's not too heavy for you. Then it's not too heavy. Can you see? It's very light. It's very light. You know, this one will go on top of the pants. It's not that it's too heavy. Despite the fact that it's ultra thin as you see it, it still contains 7 layers. 7 layers of protection. But in this place, it contains what we call freshness and a freshness and breathable. When you wear our 7-layer sanitary pad, you feel a sort of comfort.
That's the first reaction. The minute you put it on.
You feel a sort of comfort. And there's something about it. Something 7 layers is great. You know, when you wear it, it contains an adhesive. Can you see? This one now, we hold the pants. To the extent that when it's there, it can slip. You know, there are certain sanitary towels that you wear, the thing will just slip aside and the thing will leak.
Exactly. Sister, you don't stain. Sister, you don't stain.
So you can perceive as it is. It's odorless, this one, and it has a way of eliminating odor. 7-layer sanitary pad will eliminate odors. A very great power in managing irritation. This thing, if there's any irritation along the vulva, rashes, all those ones will not come. This pad, I use it, a woman used it, clients use it. It was a very big, interesting testimony. No, a darling, matured woman with rashes all over down there. But she wouldn't tell anybody. And she came in, she wanted to go and be buying one kind dusting powder, methylated something. I was there, I was touched. I told her, I said, those ones will not work. I said, I have one great pad. I said, go and use the pad. And it's not expensive. She said, Madam, are you sure? She has used many of those dusting powder, all those things. I know it won't work. Use this one. And she used it. Oh Lord, my
Mm.
She used it within 2 3 days. All the rashes disappeared.
Wow.
All the odor disappeared. She now came back and said there should be more onto Kedi products than this. She came back to me. So let's leave that for next time. We are talking about 7-layer sanitary pad. So it has a breathable layers. As it is, it contains magnetic negative ion. It contains a far infrared thing. As it is, when you wear it like this, you are comfortable there. A lot of things an antibacterial. And it has a power, it improves metabolism, it improves your psychological, you're a career lady, you want to go to work, you understand when you are there, you are free, you know your heart will not fit, and you are calmed, it reduces stress, it reduces fatigue. Oh, my sister, and it has a way of improving the endocrine system. And that's why some people will say they use the pad and they see that menstruation that has stopped. Like all that. It has a capacity to bring out all the discharges from the vagina. This thing as it is. Oh, sanitary pad, our 7-layer sanitary. I can't just result it is very great.
The best part for me out of all of these things, when it comes to 7 layers, the best part, I know you know it already. The best part for me is as soon as you put it on, the first 5 10 minutes, you see that feeling. You are feeling on top of the world.
Yes.
Like down there, as if something is pulling you down there.
Yes.
You are feeling, that feeling.
See, 7-layer sanitary pad is something all women, all ladies should try and test. Apart from that, like you said, mothers should start buying 7-layer sanitary pad for their children as they are going to boarding school. Those mothers, and they should start giving them this because this one is not just
for them. As you're packing their items, you pack their books, everything.
you
Please pack this for them. It's very, very, very important. It's very important. All right, let's go on. Now, if you are just joining us, this is Talk to Kedi. We're sharing knowledge and we're liberating minds. Ladies, come out and let us talk. Let us talk. What are those poor menstrual hygiene practices that you have seen or heard some ladies do? Let us talk about them, okay? Because today we are actually talking about the complications of those poor menstrual hygiene practices. And you're watching us, you still practice some of those things, You don't need to tell me, I don't need to know you, but please stop. Please stop, I beg you, because trust me, you do not want to experience these complications. Trust me, you do not want to, and I do not even want you to experience them. So please, I beg you, ladies, number one, please, whether that's before menstruation, get 7-layer panty liner. You can wear that one before menstruation. Yes. Do you understand? Some people use it on that very first day when they don't have so many hairs.
And after, because when people do
exactly after you can use. Then when menstruating, just get 7-layer sanitary pad. Now, I will not stop there because I'm not just here to sell pads. I'm here for us to learn. Apart from that, please, when menstruating, take your pads regularly.
And wash your hands.
Wash your hands after, especially and after. Before and after changing your pad, yes. Please wash your hands with soap and water. It's very important because especially after changing, everything together before and after, because you just touch that thing, you just touch. You don't know what you have touched with your hands. Yes. So please, wash with soap and water before and after changing your sanitary towel. Very, very, very important. And apart from that, okay, it depends on your body. There are some things you should not eat and drink that period. We all know it, right? Ladies, you know it. Yes. There's some things you should not eat. Like for me, there's some things that in fact they don't even. I must not even touch them those few days. You know your own. Please avoid them. Avoid them. It is very, very, very important. Okay. Now let me take this question. Said in line with the theme of 2023 World Menstrual Hygiene Day, which is making menstruation a normal part of life. That is what we are doing here today. We are passing this information. We want everyone to please make menstruation a normal part of life. Okay, now how far would we say we have gone as a nation with regards to menstrual enlightenment and education? Can we say that people now are now aware? Can we say that people are now enlightened about menstruation and the best way to go about it? Can we say, is it safe to say that?
Thank you very much. In answering that question, as a nation, I would say we are trying. At least this is one of it.
Exactly.
Now we're on the head,
Yeah.
enlightening people, educating them about it. But I think our best is not good enough. We can still do better. In short, we need to do better. Because when I was preparing to, I was like looking at it. It's true. Even in the educational curriculum, I have a friend who is a teacher. Told me that primary six, so they will start teaching children now in primary school about sex education. But for us as mothers, I think in the area of parenting is still very poor. So we have to do better informing people and educating them. Then schools should do it, but the one at home is of more importance.
Very, very important. So we must begin to pass on this knowledge. Okay, you can also share this video. It's part of it. You are a mother, you are watching this right now. You can share this video with your daughter on Facebook to say, please watch this and learn about the complications of poor menstrual hygiene so it doesn't happen to you. So it's part of it. You are watching this video, you know you have sisters. You are a man, okay, so it doesn't concern you directly. You can share the video with your wife,
your siblings,
your wife, your sisters,
your cousins,
your female prospects, your female customers.
Yes.
I shall watch and say, hey, I know Ganiya should watch this. You forward the video immediately. You understand? So it is a collective responsibility. Let some set of people stop shying away from this and say, I not be woman. You not be woman, you be man, but we are in this together. You be man, you have a wife.
A man, a mother of, I be a father of a girl child.
You are a father of a girl child. If we don't do this and then she begins to experience any of these complications, guess what? It will touch you now. You don't go drop money. You go drop. You are a husband. This concerns you. You can share the video with your wife. Let us all learn together. Let us learn together. You have a fiance, share the video. Don't say, I never marry and call. You never marry her, but you can share this video with her. Because eventually when you marry her, God forbid she starts experiencing all these complications, guess who will drop the money? So let us share this video. Let us learn. It is a collective responsibility. Together, let us make menstruation a normal part of life. But guess what? It begins with you. It begins with you first knowing this, and then it begins with you. But help others to know. Help others to know as soon as you know it. Help others to know. Like if we begin to share this message, we'll begin to pass it on to the next person and to the next person and to the next person. Together we'll become knowledgeable about this, and then we'll begin to protect ourselves. Okay. All right. This is still Talk to Kedi. We're sharing knowledge and we're liberating minds. Let me just take you, another dimension to this topic now. Now, for some people who are experiencing any of these complications, I tell you, some of them do not even know that that's a result. Yes, some of them do not even know that this. They just say, I have UTI, but they do not even know that the UTI is as a result of their poor menstrual hygiene practices. So now, for the purpose of some people who are battling with some of these complications at the moment, okay, which kind of solution do you have for them? Feel free to highlight a few of the complications and tell them what to do. And then woman to woman, you are watching, you need to be guided. You know that you are experiencing some of these things. You can just send us a message and then we'll know how to reach out to you. Because these things, they are very, very important. Don't joke with them. Okay?
Thank you very much. Number one thing is that if anybody is experiencing any of these complications, one thing is that the person should first change the lifestyle by using the correct products, number one. Then depending on the problem the person has, like person that have reproductive tract infection, like that person now will take something like Dynafan, we need Reishi, we need Vika, we need Protein 6, and so on and so forth. And for somebody who has urinary tract infection, the urinary tract to the bladder. The person too will need reshape automatically, and the person will need for the active if Godinefa is necessary. You use Kedi products for all this one, especially reshape.
Okay, so we will be back. Let me take this few announcements. Okay, the first one I have here is don't forget when I'm doing this, you know now my regular viewers, you know what we do. While I'm taking the announcements, I'm actually giving you ample time to share your contributions and of course to ask your questions. Okay, so the first announcement I have here is Kedi Inspire Magazine 2023, the first edition for 2023 is still on sale. Okay, the theme is youth in Kedi business changing the narrative. Get your copy at our head office or any of our training centers today. And when you get your copy, please read it. Buy it, read it, digest it. Okay, learn from their success stories, replicate, and then grow your business. Okay. Don't forget that our March to May seasonal promo will be ending in the next few days, in the next 6 days. 6 days to go. Okay. You can still register, you can still purchase products and upgrade to win in this promo. Now, bear in mind that our OPP seminar, foundation training, and product training holds at our training centers and some of our regional offices, okay, every month. Every month. So always make yourself available for this training so that you can learn more and earn more. Okay, you can check any app and all our social media platforms for more information about the training modalities and the time. The second quarter of KEDI 2023 leadership training will take place on the last week of June for 5-star consultants to 8-star consultants. Okay, you're a 5-star to 8-star consultant. Please get ready for the second quarter edition of our leadership training. Okay, please do not miss it. Entry is free as usual. You know, right? Okay, so all editions of KEDI Inspire Magazine, all of them are available at our head office and of course at all our training centers nationwide. Please get yours and then use the knowledge to grow your business. Don't forget, for when people don't know, don't forget that you can now watch and download videos on Kedi Care app. Those are still sending us I still got one message yesterday. I need 7-layer sanitary pad video. Go to Kedi app. Maybe that's the next answer I'll be sending to you. Boom. I need this video. Go to Kedi app. Okay. So we now have a video function on Kedi app. Many of you are yet to download Kedi Care app. Please do so today. Stop shortchanging yourself now. Download Kedi app today. Download it, register your account, and then you have unrestricted access to its exclusive features. Now we have a video feature. We'll be having others. We'll be adding up some other ones pretty soon. So please download the app and then please use it to grow your business. All our social media platforms are active round the clock just for you. On Facebook, we have an account, Kedi Headquarters Lagos. On Facebook, we have a page at Kedi Healthcare Industries. On Instagram, we are at Kedi Healthcare official. On Twitter, we are at Kedi Health NG. On LinkedIn, we are at Kedi Healthcare. And then, of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay, if you need our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Kedi Healthcare. Don't forget to download Kedi Care app to secure your business. And not forgetting our website www.kedihealth.com. All of these platforms are active round the clock just for you. Please make use of them. A care distributor, please take advantage of these platforms. They are for you. Okay, before we call it a day, let me give you our Dr. Cap tip for today. And it says, poor menstrual health can lead to so many. Please listen to this, very, very important. Our Dr. Cap tip for today. It says, poor menstrual health can lead to so many health complications, but with regular hygiene, you can keep them away. Happy Menstrual Hygiene Day in advance to all ladies and all women all over the world. Yes, yes. Our World Menstrual Hygiene Day will be taking place on the 28th of May. Okay, today's 25th. So, because we cannot wait till 28th, we decided to bring our own 25th so that we can, it was doing us hot. We need to, we need to share this with you. And I hope that you have learned a thing or two from this edition of Talk to Kedi. Now, a few comments. Let me take your comments. I promised you that I will take your comments. Okay, I have this one. It says every woman deserves KEDI layer sanitary pad. Okay, this is from Tayo at Deonepekun on our Instagram page. Thank you so much. And then we have this one for a lady who menstruates for more than 7 days. Can KEDI pad do what? Remedy this? Or which KEDI product can be used to treat this? More than 7 days.
Thank you. That's a very good question, and I'm expecting such question. I said the normal days between 3 to 8 days. But if it now goes beyond 7 days and it's going to 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's not normal. We should know this one. That it's not normal. Not all menses are actually menstruation. Okay, somebody says menstruation for 2 weeks. Not all of them have they actually ovulated. So what we are trying to say, one is once it is beyond the normal, the person should do necessary investigation to know what is actually happening. Is it that the person is having an infection? Is it that there is an hormonal imbalance? Is it a lot of things could be happening up there? So because of that, the person should do further investigation. But with the question, like we said, if it is an hormonal imbalance, there is a problem with there, let the person start with our 7-layer sanitary pad, number one. Let the person use our products, Reishi, our Ghana Farm, our Golden Seeds that is good for hormonal imbalance. Let the person take it, Golden Knife, and take our KEDI product, you see that everything will be all right.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. I'm sure that person has taken notes of the answer. Okay, so with that, we'll call it a day on this edition of Talk to Kedi because time is not on our side. Yes, we really have to go. Special thanks to everyone who made this possible. Thank you. A big thank you to all our viewers. Thank you so much. Special thanks to my guest, Mrs. Omolara Faniyi. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you for coming to share from your wealth of experience with us. Thank you so much. We sincerely appreciate it. Okay, in case you tuned in late, maybe you were at our weekly seminar and you're just going to say, hey, I've missed this. Don't worry. Okay, immediately after the broadcast, the full video will be on our Facebook accounts. Kedi Headquarters Lagos, it will be on our Facebook page. At Kedi Healthcare Industries, it will be on our Instagram page. At Kedi Healthcare _ official, it will be on our YouTube channel at Kedi Healthcare. Okay, it will also be on Kedi app. Yes, so choose any of those platforms, sit back, relax, okay, and then watch the full video. Don't forget that together we can make menstruation in the normal part of life. But guess what? It begins with you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sarah Adenowo. I see you next edition. Don't miss it. Hey, the next edition will be awesome. Don't worry. Tell them I said so.